Hello everyone! Start off by taking this sweater and then afterwards make this diagonal stitch to it as such. Now make it come down diagonally as well and then continue to do so. Now move from one side to the other. Continue to make the diagonal stitch upwards. Now once again repeat this step. Go upwards and then back downward. Now move from one side to the other and move only until the distance that you've started off in the first place on the other side as such. After you're done with it, pull it tight together and scrunch it all up. This way most of the stitching won't be seen and it'll have the design effect. Tie a knot at the back and then cut off the excess. Now take a turtleneck, fold it over, add the thread and the needle through and then slowly begin to make this hemming stitch to it and then afterwards begin to make it diagonally as such. Make it like downward facing V's. Continue to do so. In order to make these V shapes, however, we will have to make horizontal stitches to it. Now as we are going from one side to the other, this is what it should look like. As you can see, we have started on one end and so we will have to go all the way to the other end of it as well. Now continue to do so. After you are done with one section of it, then afterwards make sure and ensure that it is all coming up to the same length at the top. Now as you can see, we have finished one side of it. That is how it will look at the back. Next, as you can see, that is the tear over here. Thread your needle and then begin to make these vertical stitches on either side of the tear. Once you're done with one side of it, then move on to the other. Go all the way till the bottom. Now, after you've gone all the way to the bottom, begin to make this crisscross stitches as such. Go into each of the brackets that are present. Now, go back to the first one that is there and then reach to the alternate one as such. Continue to do this and then afterwards do this until you reach the top of it. Once you reach the top of it, it will be like a crisscross design. As you can see, make sure that you very precisely go from the bottommost to the upper one, skip an alternate one, and then make these X marks to it. Then put it down and then tie a knot to it underneath. Next, as you can see, there's this tear on the sock. Make these circular marks to it as such. Now begin to stitch it according to these circular marks that are present. As you can see, we are threading the needle and going from one dot to the other. As you are going from one dot to the other, once you have finished one round of it, you will make a star shape out of it. Now continue to do so and then continue to add more and more layers to it. Now the more layers you add to it, then the gap that is present in the center will get automatically covered up. The more that you add to it, the better it will look. Make sure that you keep going. Now as you keep going, the gap in the middle will get covered up. Now as you can see, we've almost completed the process and then once you're finally done with it, tighten it and then tie a knot at the bottom and then cut off the excess amounts of thread that may or may not be there. As you can see, we are tying the knot at the top itself and we're cutting it at the top. You may also do it at the bottom in order to make it look all the more better. Next, take this pant leg and then afterwards, using a cloth chalk, make this line to it. Now, fold the rest of the pant leg upwards and then afterwards thread your needle and begin to make these horizontal stitches to it. Keep going until you reach the top and then go from one end to the other. Now, after you go an entire circle, bring the small top portion that is left over back down. Now, as you can see, we are making it as neat and then as close together as possible. Now, make sure that you do not increase the size of the length of each of the stitches as well so that it does not look odd. Now, bring it back down and this is what it should look like. This will help you easily alter the length and then once you're done with this, tie a knot to it. Now once you reach the top of it, then in order to tie up or rather stitch up the base of it, then begin to make this loop stitch to it. Now go backwards in order to remove the loop stitch and then pull it tight together. The stitch will still remain, however it will not be seen. Thank you for watching.